Keir Starmer and lies seem to have become a perfect combination during his more than 100 days in power. Recently, once again, he has faced harsh criticism for lying during the PMQs session. So, who has boldly stepped up to criticize our Prime Minister? Stay tuned to find out right after this. But before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the latest news on the country's political situation. Let's jump straight into the session now.
That's why we passed the Freedom of Speech Act with new powers to help defend universities from this threat, but the new Education Secretary has since blocked it. So can the Prime Minister tell us how, without this tool, the government will prevent Chinese influence over our university?
We stood with the government on all questions of security and intelligence because it was important to the outside world that we did so.
In a recent Prime Minister's question session, Keir Starmer made dishonest statements regarding his suspension of the Foreign Influence Registration Scheme. Rishi Sunak openly questioned Starmer about why he halted the programme, which was seen as a key measure to protect the UK from interference by countries like China, Russia and Iran. Described by MI5 as essential in the fight against foreign interference, this programme was stopped by Starmer without a clear explanation. In response, Starmer continued to assert that what the previous government implemented was unnecessary and that his government would give the security forces the necessary powers. But this is certainly just another lie, as his awkwardness and evasiveness were clear on his face, though the British public is not easily fooled. Sadly, this isn't the first time he has been caught lying. Let's revisit some previous incidents. Before taking office, Starmer made promises to improve the economy and protect the country from external threats. But in reality, from day one, he ignored the necessary measures to protect UK universities from Chinese interference. The UK Parliament had warned that universities were becoming easy prey for China. Yet Starmer still decided to halt the Free Speech Bill, which was meant to protect these institutions. This raises the question, whose interests is he protecting, if not his own, and those of hidden forces? People can no longer trust anything that comes out of Keir Starmer's mouth. Social media has been flooded with comments expressing disappointment. Lee, a British citizen, commented, "He's just lying to Parliament once again. Should we really keep trusting him?" The lies don't stop there. Starmer has also made the immigration situation more dire and chaotic by the day. In just the first 100 days of their rule, the Labour government has turned the issue of illegal immigration into a major concern in British society. The situation has worsened with a surge in the number of migrants crossing into the UK. The Home Office has recently had to search for more hotels to accommodate these migrants. In just the past month, the number of small boats crossing the English Channel has reached an alarming figure. According to official statistics, an average of 135 migrants cross the Channel each day, and this number shows no signs of decreasing. Surprisingly, these migrants managed to settle in the UK without facing any barriers from law enforcement. What is even more disappointing is that the number of Channel crossings is rising day by day, yet the Labour Party has no concrete plan to address the issue. Moreover, the Home Office also promised to clear the backlog of asylum applications, but this remains an empty promise. The cost of maintaining hotels for migrants has reached £4.2 million per day, while the British people are bearing this cost through their taxes. Previously, the Labour Party had pledged to end the use of hotels to house migrants, but currently this policy is still in place. This has not only caused public outrage, but also raised concerns that these hotels could become recruitment grounds for terrorist organisations. So, what is Labour's plan? Is there any chance they can resolve this issue? When faced with the worsening immigration situation, the Labour Party blamed previous governments, particularly the Conservative Party. They claimed they inherited a completely failed immigration system and that they are bearing the burden of past leadership mistakes, while the current crisis is not of their own making. Labour has also pledged to reform the immigration system, but in reality, they have shown no ability to deliver on their promises. The continued use of hotels and the lack of a concrete plan have only worsened the problem. This not only raises concerns about security, but also places a huge financial burden on the government. It is estimated that the government spends around £4.2 million per day just to maintain hotels for migrants. This figure has enraged many, especially as the country faces significant economic challenges. Alt Mehmet, chairman of Migration Watch UK, stated that the threat to smash their gangs may well have encouraged the traffickers. This highlights the fact that the current government has no idea how to handle the immigration issue. Immigration is not the only chaos that the UK is currently enduring. Let's move on to another equally controversial event. One of the most controversial incidents recently is Keir Starmer allowing the use of a police convoy to protect Taylor Swift in Europe, even though there was no real threat. This has angered many citizens who feel that their tax money is being wasted on unnecessary matters. In addition, the Labour Party is also facing a scandal surrounding David Lammy, a senior Labour member who is accused of spending public funds to redecorate his personal office. Not only that, but he also made unreasonable statements on international issues, further escalating tensions. The British public can no longer tolerate the country's leaders using tax money irresponsibly and continuing to condone misconduct. On social media platforms, many people are calling Starmer nothing more than a clown and unfit to lead the country. These harsh criticisms are not only coming from opposing parties, but also from those who once supported him. So, with these shameful scandals coming to light, is there any hope left for the country under Keir Starmer's leadership? Under Keir Starmer's leadership, the British economy shows no signs of recovery. His unclear financial policies have caused investors to hesitate, leading to stagnation in key investments. Furthermore, large corporations are facing uncertainty about the future, as Starmer's government has not presented reliable long-term economic strategies. Key sectors such as technology, energy, and real estate are in a state of waiting, resulting in a significant decline in the number of new investment projects. Moreover, the British people are feeling insecure as the cost of living continues to rise while incomes remain stagnant. The Labour Party's tax policies, which were supposed to alleviate the financial burden on the people, have not been implemented as promised, further increasing financial pressure. According to a report from The Telegraph, inflation in the UK remains high, and the overall economic situation is sluggish in recovering after the pandemic. This has forced many families to cut back on spending, and not a few have had to rely on government support programs. Not only economically, Keir Starmer's incompetence is also evident in the way the government handles other issues, especially immigration. Starmer and his cabinet members continuously avoid responsibility, from addressing the immigration crisis to ensuring national security. According to a report from Migration Watch UK, illegal immigration has become a serious concern for British society, as the number of migrants crossing into the UK through illegal means continues to rise. The Labour government had promised to tackle this situation, but in reality, they have no concrete plan to solve it. For many, Starmer has proven that he's not capable of leading the country, and perhaps his time in British politics will soon come to an end. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that Starmer will be able to improve the situation? Or is this just the beginning of an inevitable end? Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more breaking news.